Hello.
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 Let's go!
Hey, kids.
Hey, Dad.
War crimes will be prosecuted.
Does the word duh mean anything to you?
Yeah, I chose this profession, so therefore I earned beer.
You want to go to the matinee?
The feeling is definitely there.
You don't know my name!
It's a new morning in America.
This is the old dude, Howard J. Reynolds. Step into my office.
Not going to be too many punks.
Don't you stop worrying about the punk?
You, that's my name.
Yeah, let's go to the punk rock show.
Introducing, for your listening pleasure.
Here we go. High Fives Podcast episode 74. What's up, Mike?
Not much, Nathan. And yourself? How are you?
I'm great. Just great.
This sounded very formal for us.
Yeah, I know. Should we do it again?
No,
Okay, you're okay with it?
I'm fine with formal.
Okay. Sometimes, I just like to mix it up. I don't want it to be too casual. Like it's like a business casual
Yeah.
kind of a vibe, right? Is that how you'd associate it?
Can you wear sweatpants to business casual stuff?
Well, I think you do.
Yeah, well,
I'm just trying to talk your language. How's things?
things are fine.
Just fine?
Just fine.
Yeah,
That's the word of the day.
The word of today is fine, brought to you by the letters F and U.
No, I'm doing good. And yourself, Nathan?
Yeah, one foot in front of the other.
Living the dream?
Yeah, always the dream.
Did you know
Always
this is the
dream.
last episode of the year?
I did know. Well, it's the last episode that I'm a part of. You still have 2, 3, 4, or 5 episodes ahead of you.
It's pretty presumptuous that I'm going to do those episodes.
You always say you're not, and then I don't know. You get bored, or the turkey kind of gives you inspiration to get into it. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but you always get like this surge of power to do the mic extravaganza.
I like that. The mic extravaganza.
Yeah, you can use that.
Okay. Patent pending.
So you're not going to do it this year? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'll probably do it.
Probably.
Yeah. I just don't like to commit. I think we've discussed this
Yeah, that's
in
true.
nausea on this podcast. I don't like to commit to anything. Anything I do is just a surprise.
It's a big year, Mike. It
Lowered
could be-
expectations.
It could be over 100 with the year in music that we've had,
It was a pretty crazy year music-wise.
right?
Yeah.
What do you think next year is going to bring? Think it's going to be another crazy year, or do you think people are going to take their foot off the gas a little bit?
I feel like for a bit it'll come out hectic and then there'll be a lull because all these bands got to tour again. So none of them had to record.
Right.
So it could go either way.
Either way.
Yeah. I don't want to commit. I don't want to commit to an answer.
What a fortune. You would be quite the fortune teller, Mike. I don't know. Maybe. Am I going to die? Maybe. I mean, we're all going to die.
I don't want to commit to a date here.
Episode 74, the top 5 song titles that are attention grabbers. You like that, Mike?
I do like that.
Attention grab. I mean, that leaves it wide open. There's lots of room in there.
This is basically a fluff piece compared to last episode. So
I mean, we didn't simplify it too much to, the point of like top 5 songs about pizza.
no, but you
That
could
would've
write
been-
a song about pizza and put it
You
on here.
could.
The title was
That's
great.
It's an attention grabber, right?
Yeah. Who doesn't like pizza?
Sure. Takes a lot to grab my attention. Song titles is not the first thing that I look at when it comes to like picking up an album. It's like that last thing. It's like if a song grabs me, then I'll be like, oh, I wonder what this one's called. But like a song title is not something that I look for at all, really.
I see what you're saying. It's not something that I would necessarily base a choice on. But let's say I'm looking at a list of 10 songs and I'm like, oh, I'm going to sample this album really quickly. if there's a clever title or something funny that catches my eye, I'll go for that one right away.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
So it is a part of your consideration.
For sure, especially in this day and age with like digital and like having so much thrown at you on a release day or something like that, where so you're just like you're trying to grab like 3 songs from an album to see if you want to explore it more. Like a clever title helps.
Yeah.
Clever band name, clever artwork. It's all part of the story, Nate.
So clever is what grabs your attention, is what you're saying.
But I'm easily amused, so doesn't take much to grab my attention.
No, clearly.
No, I could see like a funny animal walking outside the street and I'd be like, oh, I'm distracted. I don't know what that has to do with anything.
What kind of funny animals are walking by you on the street? Like a flamingo? Is that a funny animal walking by you?
If I saw a flamingo on the street, I would be amused.
They're pretty weird looking birds, man.
You don't really see flamingos in Calgary unless you're at the zoo.
Well, but you said a funny animal. I mean,
flamingo is a funny animal.
It is.
It's got a funny name too, flamingo.
And its joints are all weird. It's like its legs are backwards, right? Like, can you imagine the guy first discovering the flamingo and just being like, seeing it walk and just being like, oh my God, what is that? That is the devil's work.
Kill it. Kill it.
Yeah, exactly. How are flamingos not extinct?
I don't know.
For my attention.
What a segue.
You like that?
Yeah. How are flamingos not extinct? For my attention.
I'm just changing gears, Mike. We don't have time
We don't
have time for this, you know?
This is a heavy topic. We could spend hours talking about it.
For my attention, Mike, stupidity will be a grabber, a pop culture reference, also a grabber, something clever, something unnecessarily long. You know, like so many song titles are super short, but like then you see that one that like doesn't even make it into the screen of whatever device you're listening to it. I like that. I will stop the car and I will look at that and read it as it goes by.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, I like that too. Until we started doing this podcast with lists, and then I started getting them and I'm like, it doesn't fit into the graphic.
So the podcast killed your freedom of expression is what you're saying.
Well, it's just added an extra like roadblock there.
Are you saying or are you not saying that the podcast killed your freedom of expression, Mike?
Well, there's a lot of talk of freedom these days.
I also like a great pun. If you've got a great pun, you've got my attention.
Yeah. 2000 emo bands. They had the pun down like pop punk bands. They had that pun stuff down to like an art.
Does one come to mind?
Not one like off the top of my head, but like even a band like Fall Out Boy, they always had like
they were the kings of the long names.
Yeah, like
the kings.
But
they were kings of it, Mike.
A lot of those bands had that. Kings.
Yeah, that's right. You know what else is king? The pun.
Me?
The pun is king, Mike. The pun.
I like a good pun.
Yeah.
It's a low form of humor, but I like it.
I had an English teacher once tell me that, and I think it was because I was constantly serving up puns in the classroom, you know, trying to get the laughs. And he just very plainly told me one day, he told me, Nathan, puns are the lowest possible form of humor.
I remember in university they was brought up a lot too, but I don't know. I don't get it. Sometimes it's hard to come up with puns. Like in our group, in our friend group chat, there's often puns being tossed in. Like some of them I'm impressed with that people come up with. Like that.
Yeah.
It's a solid art form, I think.
It is. It's not as easy as it looks.
I say bollocks to your English teacher and my English teacher.
Bollocks, Mike. Wow. I don't know if you can say that on the radio
up
here.
Up the punks, Nate. Up the punks.
On the internet radio. Should we talk about some bands we've been listening to?
Sure.
All right. I couldn't wait for you any longer, Mike. I took your segue away.
Oh, your
the last show.
You got to do it all this time. I got planning for the other ones.
All right. So I'm going to drive this ship is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. I'm just phoning it in.
Okay. Backseat driving.
Yeah.
Perfect. First one is an album by a band called Former Member. The album's called Manageable Scratches. This is the former singer Jason Shevchuk of None More Black. Yeah, None More Black fan?
You know what? I'm not. I feel like None More Black is a band I should love, but I just never got into it.
It's an acquired taste. I think the music was a bit of an acquired taste, and I think his vocal too. Like you either liked his vocal or it just didn't work for you. I liked it. But on this record, it's not like, I don't know, it's not as None More Black as it was, if I can describe it that way. Like it's there for sure, but there's a shift. In terms of like band members, it's just him and Will Yip, who's listed as the drummer on this. Do you know who Will Yip is?
Why do I know that name? I know the name Will Yip.
So that guy is done a ton of recording, whether he's the producer or the engineer, the mix, the master, whatever. He's done, like he's Grammy nominated, and he has done records to the likes of like Lauryn Hill all the way to like the Menzos.
Oh, crazy.
So like
that's a
lots.
Wide spectrum.
If you look up his Wikipedia, it is just pages of bands, one after the other. It's crazy. And now he's the drummer and former member too.
But not a former member.
No, current member of former member.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this one has got a bit more of like that 90s grunge vibe to it, which I like. Mm-hmm. If you like their last record, chances are you'll like this. This is one of those ones that like really does get better with every listen. I've only got 3 for you tonight, Mike.
What the fuck, Nate? Last week 5, this week 3.
Well, see, I'm compensating for last week.
Okay.
That's how it works, right?
Okay.
Number 2 is a band called Wine Lips, who just put out a record called Mushroom Death Sex Bummer Party. Yeah.
Sounds like last night.
They are a Toronto band on Stomp Records. Stomp Records is very much becoming like that record label that I'm like, oh, you got a new band. I'm going to check that out just because it's on Stomp. You know, like kind of what like Fat and Epitaph were at one point, or for many years, not at one point, but for many years. And I don't know that like, I mean, it's not like Fat brings on a ton of new bands all the time. So chances are when they bring on a new band, I'll probably check it out. But like Stomp is really becoming that label where just because a band's on that label, I will probably check it out. It's fast and mid-tempo psychedelic punk. It's got a really interesting vibe. Hints of like Marked Men, Radioactivity, hints of the Hives. I really like it. Wine Lips, Mike. Wine Lips. Yeah. And the last one is Virginity, album called Pop Mortem. Was that on your list, Mike?
Yes, Nate, you stole my virginity.
Wow, that felt like you were saving that. Like you were hoping I would say that.
No, you just set that up.
I set it up nice.
Yeah. You can't lob that in and not expect a home run.
I put it where you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also how I lost my virginity.
It's a 3-piece band. Their sophomore record, super hooky record, great collection of like pop, power punk, lots of listens on this. You know, in reading a lot of the reviews, everyone seems to like really key in on the fact that they're a band over 30.
Yeah, what's the big deal with that? I read that. I was like, who cares? I'm like, lots of bands are over 30, but maybe not.
I guess not.
But they have that like, I guess they do have a sound. Like to me, it was like, it's a very late 90s sound. So maybe that's why people key in on the age thing. It sounds like it could have came out in the 90s. Like, cause they have like some Weezer vibe to it. And like,
I think there's that. And I think I read it somewhere described as like for the mature punk rocker, which I kind of laughed at, but then I was like, nah, that kind of works. Like, you know, lyrically it's a little bit older, let's say. I think when somebody says like power pop punk, you don't think of like kind of, you know, you think of like bubblegum and candy floss, right? As opposed to like, you know, maybe talking about age and getting older and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, they're not singing about like beer bong enemas or something, so.
Or songs about pizza.
Yeah, well, they might.
They're songs you and I can relate to, Mike.
When you're over 30, getting pizza is pretty exciting. It's the beer bong enema of the 30s.
I like how 30 is like this over 30.
Well, then you die.
Yeah.
Or start a podcast.
It's one and the same.
I almost picked their song Nosferatude for this episode.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, that's a great title.
It is a good title.
Anyway,
But you didn't.
I didn't.
So don't expect it.
No. Just keep you on your toes.
What have you been listening to, Mike?
So Virginity was one of them.
All right.
A band called Night Watchers, and the album is Common Crusades. They're a political punk rock band from France. Sometimes they got like some points it sounds almost like they're like Idols or TV Priest, but way more melodic punk, if that makes sense. It's interesting they tackle racism and Islamophobia in France, but they used it by framing songs around lyrics that are based on speeches and writings made by individuals who exploited occupied territories during France's colonial era, as well as speeches and writings of present-day politicians who are stoking those fears again. So it's very intense, and it's a pretty good album. I like their last one a lot too. So if you like that kind of stuff, I'd recommend checking it out. The Last Gang, Noise, Noise, Noise. This one kind of caught me off guard because I wasn't a big fan of theirs, and this one's just a really fun album. Like it's
really different from the album before.
Yeah, I just really enjoy it. It's like just puts me in a good mood when I put it on. And the last one's Save Face, another kill for the highlight reel. Do you like Save Face? Do you know Save Face?
I don't think I know them.
So they're like a band that I heard the name before a bunch of times, but to be honest, and not that it's a bad thing or whatever, but I just kind of lumped them into like Hot Topic emo,
right?
If that makes sense, like Panic at the Disco kind of bands and stuff. And I can see why I thought that, but when you listen to it, it's more My Chemical Romance-y, and like there's more of a legit sound to it than, let's say, a band like Panic at the Disco, or I can't think of another one of those bands where they're really just boy bands dressing up, trying to pick up young girls or something. I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
You don't know. You're over 30. What could you know?
Just give me a song about pizza and like back pain meds. Can you suggest a good blanket for me to sleep in at night? How about some orthopedics?
I think fleece is nice.
Yeah, fleece.
But it can be too warm, you know?
It can be a little bit warm, but sometimes in Canada it gets cold. You need a good fleece set. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I've been listening to.
So as mentioned, I've mentioned it a couple times, but I'll mention it one more time just so nobody has to rewind. I love a good pun.
Do you think anybody's rewinding our podcast?
Who knows? Who knows, man? You never know.
They've kind of got on that 2-speed thing. They're like, who cares?
I only just discovered that. And I was like, who is listening to podcasts this way? Like, why do you want to crank up the time?
I think it's like one of those things like PVR stuff where people are just like want to get through it. I think people get anxious about having a podcast in their like,
just stop listening. Yeah. Just don't listen.
Except to ours. Listen to us.
That is insane to me. Like people treat it like it's a class or something, or like something you have to do. Like, just don't do it. If it's going to cause you to speed up the time, or
I just really like to listen to them on 4-speed. You can really get what they're saying when you catch every third word.
It blew my mind. And I think it goes the other way. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it goes the other way too.
What's
like
the
where
other
you
way?
could slow it down.
Oh, who's slowing it down?
Right? What sick person is doing that? And I think the only reason that I noticed that was because like all of a sudden I was listening to this podcast that was talking like, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And like, it's this tiny little thing, like this tiny little dial that you have to know is there to be able to change it. It could have been, I don't know. It's bothersome to me. I don't understand it. And I wish people would stop doing it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my PSA. Anyways, back to me. I like a good pun. Let's keep it going. Ultimately, a good pun is a hook for me to do a deeper dig. It's going to perk my ears up. And I'm going to take notice when I see one listed on the track listing. So a good pun. I kind of went with like a subtopic to the topic.
Ooh.
So like I took the topic of like top 5 songs that just are attention grabbers. And I thought, well, puns are attention grabbing for me. So then I went top 5
Attention grabbing puns.
Yeah. That's where I'm at, Mike. I went meta with this
You
one.
went really in deep, eh?
I went one more step too, but
I
I'm
like
going to
it.
let you see if you can figure it out, what that one extra step is, what that one more refinement, that one more like just macro, right on it.
I respect it, Nate.
All right. So my first one comes from a band that put out a record just this year. We've talked about this album before. It's a great album. The band is We Set Sail. The album is Ritual and Ceremony. And the song is Organ Freeman. Because, I mean, that's great. That's great. You drop an M and so much happens. So much. It opens worlds, Mike. Organ Freeman. I mean, lyrically, there is no connection to organs with an M. Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
That's Morgan. There's no connection to Morgan Freeman or organs that I could find.
Doesn't matter.
In this song, which makes the song title even better, right? The zero connection. I love that. Why is this song called Organ Freeman? I don't know, but it's awesome.
I respect it. I checked it out based on that too.
Not even the sound clip is Morgan Freeman.
This
right?
band is like the king of sound clips.
Yeah,
like
it's their thing, right?
Like,
it's their thing.
So amazing.
I read somewhere that they will spend years creating a single album. And I think, because that sound clip piece is like another instrument almost, right? Like that's weaved throughout. Like this is one of those albums that's an album, right? Like you're not just listening to one-off songs. Like to really experience it, it's an album. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Yeah. So it's an Australian band, Organ Freeman. We Set Sail. Shout out Australia. That's pick one. Done. Pick one is done.
Put it in the can. Is that a thing to say?
I've never heard that in my life.
I don't know why I came up.
I mean, maybe the Flamingos are saying it these days, but I'm not really hip to that scene.
Oh, dude, you got to get with the Flamingo scene. They know what's up. Wait till the Pelicans start showing up. First thing with my list is I realized as I was making it, all these bands have broken up, which I think is kind of funny.
Hey, that's like the meta part of your list,
I guess,
Mike.
unintentionally. But
no, you should have said it was intentional. That would have sounded like you really did some extra work on this.
Yeah, but I don't like to lie. The first band I picked is a band called Crucial Dudes, which is a funny band name right off the bat. The song is Of Course I Like Music, I Like Pantera, which I think is a great title.
I came across this one.
I don't like Pantera. Do you like Pantera?
It's not something I would put on necessarily, but like if a Pantera song comes on, like I'm going to throw down like whoever's around me. Oh yeah. Like I saw Pantera once and I had like backstage passes for it and everything. I met Dimebag Darrell and Vinny and it was a great night. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's why I like Pantera more than like you might like Pantera.
See, and Pantera should be a band I like, right? Like knowing me, like it feels like it's like a band I would love. I never liked them. I do like Crucial Dudes, and they're a band I was attracted to because of their band name, and a number of their titles are pretty good, like 5.9% of the Beast. I'm not wearing hockey pants, bro.
Nice.
As far as I know, they put out one full length, an EP, and a few splits. And this originally was on a split with the band called Shared Arms. But they, last year or the year before, they re-released all these splits on one album, and it's called A Piff in Time. So if you're looking for this song, it's on A Piff in Time, which is...
A piff, like P-I-F?
Yeah.
F?
Yeah.
What is a piff,
do
you think, Mike?
It's something. They're straightforward pop punk from New Jersey, so you kind of know what you're getting. I'm more into it than anything Pantera ever did, so that's it.
Are these guys in other projects? Have you followed them to anything else past?
I don't know,
Crucial
actually.
Dudes?
I don't really know. I should look into that. Usually I'm on top of that kind of stuff, but I guess I blew it.
Is Pantera still going? I feel like when...
I'm pretty... I feel like they are, actually. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know.
I still see, like, I feel like I see their name is, like, relevant in the world today still.
Are they still rocking Confederate flags for no reason?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Organ Freeman, We Set Sail, and
Of course I like music. I like Pantera, Crucial Dudes.
And we're all pretty bizarre. Some of us are just better at hiding it, that's all.
It's just another lesson learned. It's just another bridge to burn. Here we go, the pages turn. And here we go, the pages burn. And this could mean the world to me, but I was too blind to see. What's another word for me? Paul, you're just a tragedy. This could mean the world to me, but I was too blind to see. What's another word for me? Paul, you're just a tragedy. I miss you, but you'll never know about the things I did while I was in at home. And I miss your voice, but I'll never tell you. I can feel you caving in on me, but you're exactly what I need. And I told you already, you're everything you wanna be. My cell phone won't leave me alone. I wanna tell you all the things that I should know about everything I don't know. About everything I don't know. Let's cut all our ties to this place. They won't care if we leave everything. Lived in a box in the woods, I'd be happy. Oh, I'd be happy. But these days, I feel so alone. I used to sing about the things I used to know, and everything I don't know. And everything I don't know. I miss you, and you'll never know about the things I did while I was in at home. And I miss your voice, but I'll never tell you. And all I'll say is I remember that gleam in your eyes, and I still see it all the time. I still wonder every day, does he tell you you look beautiful? And each morning when you wake up, are you happy? And know it's all okay. And you can't fight the tides forever, and if you do, we'll wash away together. And it'll come to us in time.
We did a whole season now, Mike, from our respective houses on the internet.
I know, this is ridiculous. Maybe in January we can get together, Nate.
You think so?
I don't know. I keep saying that every month. I'm like, this is it. This is the last one. Then we're getting together, and then more fuck faces just can't wear masks and can't get vaccines. And if you're one of those people, fuck you. I'm not even being nice anymore. Just fuck you.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Sorry if your freedom's taken and you can't go to Burger King. I'm down with this authoritarian version of now, just to get us out of here now. Like, I'm willing to sacrifice whatever. Just get me out of this fucking... Anyway, let's stop talking about it.
All right. So on with puns then?
Yeah, let's go to something better.
All right. My next one, Mike, comes from a Montreal band.
Ooh.
Canadian. Going from Australia all the way to Canada.
All right.
The band is called Lost Love.
Ooh.
And the pun is John Wayne Gretzky. Another great combination of names. No lyrical connection that I could find to either the hockey player or the serial killer, but an interesting contrast between the two for sure. Wayne and John are not two people I would think to put together, even if their names do thrust them into the spotlight of this song. This is a solid record. Good Luck Rasco, sophomore record from 2018. There's not much else I can say about this song other than I really like the song title, and it definitely did jump out at me upon my first inspection of this album.
They also have Glenn's spaghetti legs, right? Is that what it's called? I was listening to that the other day, and it's like so funny. I love that song, and I listened to it so much. And this is the first time, I don't know if it was just like I had headphones in, the first time I ever actually heard that they have the Danzig clip in when he gets punched. It just made me love it that much more. I've never liked somebody so much as I like Danzig, but also love to see him humiliated.
It's a love-hate. Yeah. It's a love-hate that you have
maybe
for Glenn.
Gene Simmons might be up there too. It's a similar situation. But that Lost Love album is so good. And I think the reason I picked it up might have been John Wayne Gretzky.
Right?
Yeah, it's a great title.
Makes no sense to the song.
No,
but
does it matter?
But it's perfect. It doesn't matter. Just a little fun fact, little aside for you. There is a rapper named John Wayne Gretzky.
Really?
So, yeah.
Did you check him out?
I didn't. No,
it
was.
Nathan.
I was running late.
You let the team down.
It's something to do for next time.
That's your homework for December. I want you to do a deep dive.
For January.
Yeah, but during December, you can do the homework.
Okay, I see.
All
do
right.
the homework in December. Report back about John Wayne Gretzky,
the rapper.
I don't think it's going to be. You know what? I'm not going to pass any judgment without knowing.
It's probably bad.
You said it. Not me.
Fine. I'm making lots of crazy statements. The next one I picked was Barracuda McMurder. Do you know Barracuda McMurder?
No. That's the band name or that's the song?
That is the band name.
Barracuda McMurder.
Yeah. So it's a Graf Madden project who you might know from Houseboat, Robot Bachelor, and the Steinways.
Okay.
So if you like those bands, you will like this. I believe this is just him, but I don't really know. He's kind of a goofy guy, so it's hard to find information. All his stuff's kind of, you can't tell if he's being serious or not when he writes stuff, kind of like his songs. And if you like any of those bands, they all have albums are filled with like ridiculous titles. This is off an EP called The Slow Crawl, and the song I picked was I Want to Make Out With You Because You Wear Sweatpants. So
that's great.
Yeah, I think that title explains itself on why I might like it. I like sweatpants.
Yes, exactly. I was just waiting for you to make that final connection for all of us. You know, we might have a first-time listener on here, Mike.
They might not know my love affair with sweatpants.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's worth mentioning at least once, to give some context.
Sure.
People can start to form a picture of, who you are and what you look like, based solely on that fact.
He seems like a guy who wears sweatpants a lot.
Oh, yeah, that connects. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. But not in like the thrash metal kind of way. More like the Euro kind of way. But
this is all starting to make sense now.
Still sweatpants.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got anything else to say about this guy?
Nah, just check it out. Check out any of those projects. They're all good.
How does this guy continue to have all these projects? Like, how do you have that many songs just pouring out of you that you can have that many like, they're all pretty similar too, right? Like,
oh, they're all like, I would say they all are in the same vein. Like if you played a Houseboat song and a Robot Bachelor song, I don't know if you'd know the difference. Like you would have to know that they're different bands.
Right.
And I think he's tied into the copyrights too at points. And I don't know. Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then that's why I thought this was funny because it's referred to as a solo project. I'm like, well, somebody like, I don't know if he played all the instruments and that's what it is, but I mean, it just sounds like it could be part of any of those catalogs as well.
So just to clarify, not an acoustic solo project.
No. It's just a pop punk album.
All right. Just with one guy.
Like it won't shock me if Mikey Erg's on the album and I didn't know about it.
Right. Well, maybe that's your homework for December.
I don't want homework.
Yeah, nobody does, Mike. You think I wanted homework?
Yeah, I think you did.
I didn't show up tonight wanting homework, but
you seem like an eager student.
No, I might seem that way. I might look studious to you, but
you got glasses.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mike.
All right.
John.
I was just going to make a joke about me wearing sweatpants and sitting in the back of the class.
Just one more. Go for it. No. Just one more joke.
No.
Yeah, come on.
No, it's lost.
Let's do it.
No.
I want to hear it.
You just go.
Just one more.
Just give us your title.
For the kids, Mike. For the kids.
You just give me your title.
Kids.
Give me your title.
John Wayne Gretzky, Lost Love, and
Barracuda McMurder. I want to make out with you because you wear sweatpants.
I'm running out of time to say goodbye. I'm running out of jokes to make you smile. And I fix my goals when I'm fucking high, so I never reach them, never get bored. I'm never running out of things to do, 'cause if I did, I'd have too much time to think about what makes me wanna die. So I'll stay right here until the water burns my feet.
Have you started to figure out what the second subtopic is to my list, Mike?
I have a guess.
Do you want to do it now, or do you want to see one more before? Do you want to call a friend?
I'm gonna go all in on black here.
Okay. Wow.
It's they're all plays on people's names.
There you go. We've got a winner. Got a winner. That was the final puzzle, Mike, and you went early.
Well,
we're gonna have to fill some time now. I've started watching Wheel of Fortune again. Do you watch Wheel of Fortune?
I used to watch it a lot when I was a kid. I hadn't watched it in years, but I've caught like the celebrity one a couple times now at night.
It's a great show, first of all. Second of all, it's like no time has passed because it's still Pat Sajak and Vanna White.
But Vanna looks old, man.
I don't think she does. I think she looks like relatively the same. I mean,
she looks the same.
Years have gone past for sure. But
she's still dressing the same, and she's still like is a very good looking woman, but she looks old.
Well, I mean, 80 years has passed since we watched it as children.
80?
Something like that. I'm not a mathematician, Mike. A long time has passed since we were watching that show. It's staggering to me that they're still the hosts.
Didn't Pat quit for a bit? Do you remember that? And they
don't.
Yeah.
Did he quit or did they ask him to leave? Was it one of those?
No, it was pre that kind of stuff. He was probably doing stuff like that. I'm just going to go out on a limb and paint all TV hosts in the same way.
Wow.
But no, he left. I feel like he tried to do something. It was like, I'm done with Wheel of Fortune. And it didn't last long. Like he was back quick.
The thing that bugs me about the new show, though, or not the new show because it's the same, but like the way they do it now is like Vanna doesn't spin the letters. Like she just touches them.
Oh, she's old. She can't.
No, it has nothing to do with
throw out her back like that.
It has nothing to do with age. It just, it seems like you don't need to do that job. Like no one needs to do that job anymore. Like there was a function when you had to spin it because technology was not at a place where you could just touch it, right? Like they needed to put those letters onto the spinning thing and she had to spin it. But now it seems unnecessary.
So I have a question only because I've only watched the celebrity one in the last little while.
Okay.
Did they change the rules for like the points and stuff? It seems like there's a lot more weird things like you pick up $1 million spin, but you don't really get it. You have to like get it 3 times or something like that.
I don't understand the $1 million spin. I can't talk to you about that, but I can talk to you about like they have these quick puzzles that they have and people can win money that way. The quick puzzles.
All right. So this is for the 70 to 80-year-old crowd listening to our podcast now.
It's a great show. If you find Wheel of Fortune on your provider, whatever provider you're with, be sure to tune in. Be sure to check it out.
New show. Groundbreaking.
On to the puns. On to the name puns. My next one comes from an EP. The EP is called Bo Jackson Up the Middle. This is a band called the 1984 Draft. They're just throwing sports at you nonstop. Sports. And the song is called Straight Out of Will Compton. Which is just great. And again, I don't know if this is a song about Will Compton. It could be. I mean, this band does a lot of storytelling within their songs. So it could be a song about Will Compton. Maybe they know Will Compton. I don't know. Who knows? But it's a great title. Do you know who Will Compton is, Mike?
I was just going to ask you. I don't know who Will Compton is.
Well, I'm glad I checked. I thought maybe Will Compton. I'm not a big NFL guy. I'm not a big football guy. But I thought maybe Will Compton was like a well-known player. He doesn't, like the internet does not say he's a well-known player. He's an NFL linebacker. He was with Washington from 2013 to 17. And then he floated around for a while with the Titans, New Orleans, Oakland, back to Tennessee. And he's also a fellow podcaster. His show's called Bussin' with the Boys. So that's about all I know about Will Compton, other than his name is featured in just a great pun of a song title by the 1984 Draft.
Yeah, I don't know Will Compton, but I'll check his podcast out on 4 times speed.
Can you do 4 times?
I have no idea.
Okay. I think you can only do 2 times.
Is this a 6-minute ab thing? Yeah.
Something about Mary reference there for all the 70-year-olds still
So I'm
listening.
watching Mythic Quest right now, and like one of the running jokes, it's these game developers. So it's basically like if you like the show Silicon Valley.
Great show.
So this is a lot like Silicon Valley, except the characters are actually likable.
Okay.
Well, like,
I don't know if I'd like that.
Yeah, I mean it's different in that way, but it's done by the guys that did It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and a bunch of really other like good comedians.
All right.
Anyway, there's a running joke that there's like these young people that work at this, and they keep referencing old movies, like what these people would think are old, but like to you or me, the pop culture references would be so normal, like Back to the Future or Weird Science, and the people would be like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right. There's something about Mary.
Yeah. Wheel of Fortune. Have we become those people?
We are those people, Mike.
All right. My next pick is a band called The Holy Mess. Do you like The Holy Mess?
I do. This is one of those bands that I was like, where did they go?
Well, they broke up.
Clearly.
Yeah.
But like, it just felt like they put out an album and broke up shortly after.
Well, they put out this EP and then broke up.
All right.
But, and that's where the song comes from. But they're totally like one of those, like, there seemed for a bit there was a lot of bands coming out of Philadelphia, and they're like, I feel like there was one of those bands that just kind of got like tossed to the side every time they released something, but the albums were so good.
Yeah, I agree.
And like I go back and listen now, and I'm like, oh, these are really good albums. I wish they got a little bit more hype, or I wish people maybe would have paid a little bit more attention. This comes off their EP called Trash Age. Did you listen to that one?
Yeah.
And the song is Flesh of the Fresh, Blood of the Dove. And I think you know what kind of song you're going to get if you get a title like that. So, and if you know me at all, I like to wear sweatpants, and I like my my ridiculous like metal sounding titles. So
you like them bloody.
Yeah,
that's what you like.
I guess. Anyway, I thought it was what a way to go out with this EP. Like it's such a good EP, and I guess I await their eventual fest reunion.
Do you think it's coming?
It's got to be.
Yeah?
Yeah. Who else are they going to get to reunite now?
Up Ivy.
That's not going to happen.
I hope it doesn't happen.
I mean, I'd probably see it if it was somewhere near me, but...
No, you wouldn't.
I talk about seeing it. I wouldn't commit.
No, absolutely not.
No.
It's called Straight Out of Will Compton, the 1984 draft, and...
The Holy Mess, Flesh of the Fresh, Blood of the Dove.
I've walked a fine line of decision for fortune or fame. My mother, my poor mother, she was crying, I listened and took one last chance. Forgotten for Tigers, Missouri, with the bright lights, I'll have the last dance. search for knowledge. Now I know. And how can I sleep? Sleep without knowing what it would be. And how can I sleep? Sleep without knowing what it would be. How can I sleep? Sleep without knowing what it would be. And how can I sleep? Sleep without knowing what it would be. Used to play with paper dolls before the war. I'd never play with dolls again. Let now, never, never. Let now, never, never.
I'm really proud of you, Mike. I'm proud that you were able to, decipher this code. You were able to read into the subtext of the text of my list, for our final episode of the year.
I'm a regular Encyclopedia Brown.
Well, good job. Really
That's
good
also
job.
a reference for anybody from the 1960s or 70s, maybe. I don't know how old Encyclopedia Brown is.
Is that a show?
Did you not read Encyclopedia Brown when you were a kid?
I don't think so.
Ah, man, he was like the one up on the Hardy Boys, man.
One up.
He was way better than the Hardy Boys.
They're making Hardy Boys shows now. I've never heard of an Encyclopedia Brown show. So I don't think it stood up. I don't think it stood the test of time like you might maintain, Mike.
You know what, Nathan? You go pick yourself up an Encyclopedia Brown and a Hardy Boys, and you read which one's better.
Okay. More homework, I guess, eh? Yeah.
That's some reading homework.
Yeah, great. This is going to be the worst Christmas break ever.
Maybe pick up a Choose Your Own Adventure for some fun in there.
Are you ready for another pun?
I'm ecstatic for another pun.
You're right. I think that every band that I chose, every song that I chose, all comes from emo bands. So your statement was Holds true, Mike. Emo bands had the hold on pun titles.
On pun titles, yeah.
Yeah.
They got it with pop punk coming in second.
Yeah. I don't think there's a more emo sounding album name than the one I'm about to throw at you.
Okay.
Fuck Your Emotional Bullshit.
Good band.
Is that emo enough for you?
Yeah.
Band is Snowing, and the song is Kirk Cameron Crow.
So good, man. So good. I love this album. I love this band.
It's a great album. I was a little bit late to this album. I don't know where I was between the years of 2008 and 2011. Pretty short-lived band, but they seemed like they had like a real devoted following.
Yeah, I think they're one of the bands that kicked off that like emo revival thing.
Okay.
Like they were at the forefront of that.
They seem to be like one of those bands that like bands love.
Oh yeah. But I think like they just kind of made it cool again to like that kind of stuff.
Right.
So
just 3 years they were operating, but they have had a couple of reunions since then.
At Fest?
I would imagine so. I don't want to say no. I think there was a Japanese tour maybe in there too.
Wow.
Yeah. But again, not seeing the connection between Kirk Cameron or Cameron Crowe other than the beautiful lineage of those two names put together. Turns out Kirk Cameron's a bit of a anti-masker too.
He's a little bit of a nut job. Really ruining my Michael Seaver moments. Like I was a big Growing Pains fan when I was a kid. And
who wasn't?
Michael Seaver was he was kind of the guy you wanted to be. He's got a friend named Boner.
Right?
But yeah, Kirk Cameron turned into like a super religious nut.
Yeah. And like not all about the masks. Like last Christmas, he took a group out intentionally not wearing masks to Christmas Carol. Like, is there anything more passive aggressive than that?
Well, fuck, man.
Yeah,
again,
exactly.
Fuck you.
And then Cameron Crowe, on the other hand, he kind of just like faded away into obscurity a little bit. Like the last kind of project that he had credits to, other than producing credits, I think he did that David Crosby documentary. He's got producing credits on that. But other than that, not since 2016. He did that show Roadies. Did you watch that show? Roadies?
I tried to watch it. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. But like not doing a lot. Like for such a celebrated director, a little bit.
Maybe he's doing the John Hughes thing. Just been like, I'm getting reclusive. I don't need this.
Maybe.
Did my thing.
Did it. Yeah. And like doing the Seinfeld, right?
Yeah.
Wash your hands of it before it's too late.
Yeah.
Maybe Roadies was too late, though. It sounds like it was too late, Mike.
Yeah.
Was Roadies too late?
I don't even remember.
Did it ruin the legacy?
I think I only watched it because once in high school, Justin and me got talking about how we should do a show about roadies. And so I was like, they stole our idea. That's the only reason I checked it out.
So Kirk Cameron Crowe, it's a great song title, but we are left with the question of what is this connection between Kirk and Cam? We don't know. Just a clever song title, maybe.
Maybe Cameron Crowe was a big Michael Seaver fan as well. Maybe he was an Alan Thicke fan.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Did you know Kirk Cameron married like a co-star from Growing Pains?
I can't believe you asked me that. Of course I knew that. That's like the dumbest thing you've ever asked me.
I didn't know that till today.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know who she is.
Tracy Pollan, I think, is her name.
No, it's Chelsea Noble.
Sorry, Tracy Pollan's Michael J. Fox's wife, who was also...
You can't do that. You can't call me out to the carpet and then not know her name.
Hold on.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Tracy Pollan is Michael J. Fox's wife, who was a guest star.
That's right.
Who was a guest star on Family Ties.
But this Chelsea Noble,
that was his
co-star.
I think
was
that was
his girlfriend on the show.
Like the one he gets married to on the show.
Oh God, that's awful. Just awful.
Workplace romances don't exist for celebrities for you.
No.
It's limited to restaurants.
Well, like a romance is fine, but like not like a long-standing marriage of like 30 years. I don't buy that.
All right. He didn't do anything after Growing Pains, so.
No, he was on like every single Hallmark movie for like at least 10 years.
Those good movies. Sorry, I didn't mean to besmirch his name.
Dude, it's in his IMDb, I'm sure.
Do you know his sister's married to a ex-NHL player?
Yeah, that's Candace. Bure
Valerie
was her
Bure.
husband. Yeah, Val, not Pavel, but Val.
Former Calgary Flame. Of
course I know that.
All right.
Can't believe you asked me that.
I
It's
can't
the
believe I
dumbest
asked you
thing
that
you've
either.
ever asked me.
No, it's not. All right, Nathan.
All right, Michael.
My next pick's a Calgary band.
Excellent.
Long forgotten Calgary band who I think in Calgary they cornered the market on the ridiculous titles that were awesome. The band is the Buzzing Bees. The album was You'll Wish You Were Death. The song is If Someone Offers You a Penny for Your Thoughts, Ask to See the Penny First.
That's great.
The Buzzing Bees just had so many great titles, and I'm going to guess Chris came up with them because he sort of continued that with his other bands like Wars.
Yeah,
like Pacey from Mighty Ducks. Things like that.
Yeah, there was a song I was going to choose from Wars, actually. It was Ned Flanders Fields.
Yeah.
But there's no lyrics to that song, so I passed.
Yeah, Chris is he's a pretty funny guy. So I was also pretty stoked to find out when I was doing this that the label reissued both Buzzing Bee albums digitally, so you can now get them on streaming services.
Great.
That's his, and if you've never checked out Chris's label, Boat Dreams from the Hill, it's got tons of great bands on there. So do that. Have I ever played Buzzing Bees on the podcast?
I think so. I think once.
Because I was debating, I wanted to play the other song I really thought about was Bite the Curb, It's Vegan, I swear. But I think that might have been a song I might have put on in one of the early episodes because I think that's a great title too. Anyway, one of my favorite Calgary bands of all time, Long Gone. All time. Long Gone, but
high praise.
Funny titles.
Kirk Cameron Crowe, Snowing, and
If Someone Offers You a Penny for Your Thoughts, Ask to See the Penny First, the Buzzing Bees.
Trusted, I must without a reason.
It's that time again, Nate. The old time to say goodbye.
Should have a song here.
We should. Somebody want to write us a song for this? Anyway, thank you to everyone who's been supporting us this year. Thanks for listening, sending messages, participating in list making or in our chat. It's always incredible to get a message, and it really warms our hearts. I know that's super cheesy, but seriously, it makes a big difference when we get them. So thank you so much. I hope you guys will all stick around next year. And like Nate and me were discussing, hopefully we'll be in person at some point and we can stop looking at each other through webcams.
Oh, I hope we won't stop that altogether, though.
Well, that's a different podcast.
Oh.
That's a whole other thing. We're not going to stop that.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Scared me.
Our friends once wrote a song called I Miss Nate, and it's starting to feel relevant again now that I'm actually not hanging out with him. That time because he was in Australia. This time he literally lives 5 minutes away from me, and I don't think I've seen Nate in a year and a half.
Yeah, it might as well be Australia.
I can literally see your apartment building if I drive if I walk to the end of the street.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen you. It's weird. And this is our last proper episode of 2021. It's 2021, right? Yes.
Who knows?
I don't even know. So we're going to be collecting some best of 2021 lists and posting them as usual. So once you finish the list for this episode, make sure you start thinking about your best of 2021. And if I get around to it, I will do my episode. If not, the 3 people that listen to it will be disappointed. And
be on the edge of our seats.
You don't listen to my episode.
I do every time.
All right. Don't pretend.
I don't.
But yeah, that's it. Thank you again. We really do appreciate all the nice things you guys say about us. And I want to apologize. I know we've been getting a lot of things from bands asking us to play on the podcast. I just haven't got around to answering emails. I suck. So I'll make sure to catch up on that. And yeah, we do check out everything that you guys do send us. So
lots of promises, Mike. Lots of promises. Empty promises.
I like to make promises I can't keep.
Yeah. It's becoming clear. All right, we ready? We ready for the last one?
I am ready.
Do you have one? Like, are you waiting to hear one now that you know what the meta?
I don't have a guess on what it could be.
No?
No, I've been surprised with all of them so far.
Well, this one.
Sorry, I'm rustling paper now.
That's okay. Settle, Mike. When
I'm just so excited that I'm rustling some paper.
When you're settled, I will continue.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I believe you played this band last on the last episode. So now I'm going to play them last on this episode, on our last episode of the year. I like that you called it the proper episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a proper timeline.
Yeah. Yeah. This comes off an EP called Chicago Bulls from DeKempe. And I chose the song Luke Bongley because that one just makes me laugh every time I read it. Scotty Spliffin, I think you played many, many episodes ago.
For sure.
Which is also a great song.
I'm partial to Tony Kukoc, but for obvious reasons.
Kukush, isn't it?
Oh, Kukush, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not up on my pot slang.
On your weed lingo.
But I am up on my Croatian basketball players, so.
You put those two together, Mike.
Yeah.
You're an unstoppable force. This song is actually like pretty personal. So I have to assume it's not really in the voice of Luke Longley, nor his counterpart Luke Bongley. But who knows? You know, I don't know. I didn't write it.
No, you didn't.
This should have been probably my first discovery, but it honestly was my last. It's just such a good EP. This EP, I think, was a big springboard for this band. I think it was their first piece of music that went out to the world, and lots of people really, really dug it.
I still listen to this EP all the time. It's good.
Really good.
Yeah.
It's really, like, the whole premise is hilarious, but it's also like super odd. Like, they aren't even from Chicago. Nope. Like, you would expect that at the very least they would be from Chicago, but they're not. They're from Florida.
And
so I don't know. Maybe that makes more sense.
Their use of Freaks and Geeks sound clips on this is good too.
It's excellent. It's excellent. I think the biggest letdown of this EP is how do you have names for everybody except Horace? Like, where's Horace on the EP?
I should have spent some time trying to find out if there was a song with Horace Grant.
Like, they could have called it like Horace Graham.
Oh, Horace Grams.
Right? Right?
Horace Grant some grams.
Anyways, that's the only disappointment.
The goggles do nothing.
The goggles do nothing. I did find that song.
Yeah.
I almost used that one as my fifth choice, but I had to keep going.
Yeah.
You know, once the subtext to the text began, I want to keep true to it, you know?
Yeah. Well, it would have been a shame if you messed up. You had to keep
really
that.
would have been.
I would have been upset. I liked that you took that theme and went the extra mile.
It would have been a lackluster Shyamalan twist, you know?
Just like most of his stuff.
Did you watch Old? Did you see that?
No. I haven't watched any of his since Signs, I think.
Signs is great.
I like Signs. Yeah.
One of my favorite movies.
One of your favorite movies?
Yeah. It's good.
Ever.
Yeah.
Wow. All
It's
right.
a great movie.
I like it, but it's
not one of your favorites.
Well, I actually own it on DVD, so it's up there, but I don't know if it's my favorite.
I didn't say it was my favorite, Mike. I said
One
it's
of your
one of
favorite.
my favorites.
Okay.
I might have 100 favorites, just like you have 100 favorite songs of this year
Yeah,
that you're going to share with us in less than a month.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Feel it. Feel it.
My next song is Fuller, Go Easy on the Pepsi.
Excellent.
The Home Alones are a pop punk band from Chicago, I think, if not the Midwest. And if you haven't guessed, their album is about the classic movie Home Alone. I figured it'd be a fun one to end on since we're entering the holiday season. There's some great titles in here, like The Wet Bandits, which is not about empowerment like that WAP song, but about two bungling burglars who rob the wrong house. They have a song called Angels with Filthy Souls, which is about a fictional movie, not meant for 8-year-olds. I could go on for at least 6 tracks, because that's how many are on this album. But Fuller, Go Easy on the Pepsi is the one that caught my ear right away.
Excellent.
If you need a full refresher on who Fuller is, I suggest watching the movie, because I don't need to explain that. But you probably don't want to share a bed with this kid after he's drank a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi. Do you think he pees the bed on Succession?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is he a big Pepsi drinker?
I don't know. I've never seen the show.
That would
but I
be
hear good
great
things.
if in Succession, like that was just something his character did.
I would
just
watch
like,
the show if somebody told me that.
always had a 2-liter of Pepsi in his hand and just always drinking it.
That'd be amazing. Anyway, I love the album. The concept is super goofy, but it's pretty fun. It also led me to my only pseudo-celebrity conversation on Twitter ever. I once posted the song, and one of my favorite female soccer players from the Canadian national team retweeted it and then started asking me about the band. So I think the Home Alones owe me something for giving them some minor celebrity talk. She was on ESPN, I think, for a bit.
Checks in the mail, I think, Mike.
But
have you seen the trailers for this new piece of garbage that the movie studios are putting out?
You're like all journalists now. You've led with your opinion before the.
It is a piece of garbage, Mike. I think anyone can attest to that.
Yeah, it'll probably be a piece of garbage.
What is going on? Why? It's the same movie. Why do you need to reboot that in current day? And then all of a sudden this kid's got an English accent too, and he's in England. And like, I don't know.
Are we sure he's in England? Did you watch the movie? Are you giving a review without ever watching it?
I'm never watching this piece of garbage.
Here's some more homework. Get your Hardy Boys, get your Encyclopedia Brown, and watch this Home Alone movie.
Does this not disappoint you?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably watch it. That's the worst
Mike,
part.
what? Don't soil the greatness that is Home Alone by watching this.
You've already soiled the greatness that was Kirk Cameron by telling me about his anti-mask stuff and his Time Life movies. Or sorry, Hallmark movies.
Kirk does what Kirk does. You know? I don't control Kirk.
He lost boner and everything went to hell.
Kirk lost his boner.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Boner was the stability in that relationship.
Oh, I am so bummed about this new Home Alone.
Yeah, it's probably going to suck.
It's absolutely going to suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you started watching Christmas movies yet?
Nah, not yet. It's a little too early.
Oh, we started. We put up the tree and everything. We're ready to go.
You're ready to go?
We watched Elf. That was our first one.
Elf's a classic. Someone was telling me the other day that Will Ferrell got offered an absurd amount of money to do Elf 2. $29
million. And he said, no, that's a guy that knows what's up, not people doing Home Alone again. If we could just learn a little bit more from Will Ferrell, if the world could follow the footsteps of Will Ferrell just a little bit more closely, I think we'd be in a better place.
It's true. Do you think they bring out Fuller in this?
I'll never know. I'll never know, Mike.
Could they admit to having like a 6 or 7 year old drinking a 2-liter thing of Pepsi? Probably not anymore, hey?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't know.
It'd be like, Fuller, go easy on the like vegan, I don't know, what's some sort of health, or like coconut milk. Fuller, go easy on the coconut milk. Anyway, the Home Alone's album's rad. Of the bands that have broken up, this one is the only one that might not be broken up, because I looked on Facebook just before the episode and they said they were playing a show. Last year they have a post for playing a show around Christmas.
Amazing.
So they may play shows around Christmas. I don't even know who's in the band. It'd be interesting to find out if they're in other bands. But that's it.
We don't know.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
Luke Bongley, DeKempe, and
Home Alone's Fuller, go easy on the Pepsi. Thanks again for listening. See you again in January. Until then, take care, stay safe, stay cool, and be excellent to each other.
I talk when I'm nervous. I talk all the time. I'm a walking second guess with a mouth like a ball line. I'm a glutton for punishment when I'm just being honest. But I'm just being honest. I wish I had the means to stop killing things that I'll never get to meet. I've got issues with control. I can't control anything. I'm afraid of making any sounds when anyone's around. I'm afraid of making any sounds when anyone's around. I'm afraid of making any sounds. Easy on the Pepsi. Easy on the Pepsi. I can't sleep in the hot of bed tonight. He'll pee all over me. Why we eating so close to bedtime? Who gave him another Pepsi? Full up. Easy on the Pepsi. Full up. Easy on the Pepsi. I'd rather sleep in the attic alone, 'cause I would be much sadder if I had to share the height of bed with Fuller's overactive bladder. Full up. Easy on the Pepsi. Full up.
Hello? Is this thing on? Mike? Check 1, 2. I know you didn't freeze because I can see you blinking. Is this too much? Is this too much Wheel of Fortune? Are you coming back? But you sound good.
Thanks.
And I sound okay?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just fine. Not good, fine.
Well,
you
you
sound fine.
Fine, but like with an exclamation point. Like, you're fine.
You sound fine.
Fine.
It's fine.
You're fine.
It's fine. Like, it's not great.
No.
It's fine.
It's fine.
All right. We ready?
Yep.
All right. Oh, I got some cable issues here.
Oh, look. Now who's not ready?
I am ready. It's just this. It's not working out. All right.
Last one of the year. It's got to work out.
Yeah, I know. This is how the sausage gets made.
Holy mess. Flesh of the fresh. Blood of the dove.
You want to do that one more time?
Yeah. Because I stumbled.
It's hard to say.
That's a tongue twister.
That's how I would say it.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Do you want to do yours and then
no,
me?
mine was perfect. You just do
Okay.
yours.